Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. And he's the King of saints in the first place, and he's the King and the sovereign of the world in the second. J.C. Ryle had no love for Christ, no love for the law. And you know something, when the Arminians stand up and call us antinomians, here, Mr. Antinomian, because you're the antinomians, we love the law, we'll ram the law down your throat. We'll stand by the law, we'll contend for the law, and our Christian brethren, men and women and children that have gone before us have contended for the law, and all you reprobates can do is to shout and bawl and leap up and down and curse us and to throw everything at us, just as you did with Christ. But you cannot overcome us. The Church of England has tried its utmost to get rid of Christians. And when persons come to me and say, oh, the Church of England's doing that, the Church of England's doing this, and I say, well, what have you done in your life? How productive have you been in your life? Why are you contending for the Church of England as the world contends for Parliament? Two false bodies. Where is it leading you? What is that profit to you? Nothing. It is a profit to them because they've gained an audience. And as long as they have an audience, they have a reason for being. If they haven't got an audience, there's no reason for them being there. And so they play the people, so as they have justification of being there. Let us be what we should be: plain, honest, straight, courteous and charitable. That's what we should be. To those who oppose themselves, we should gently try and win them over, away from the mindset of the world, to see things as they truly are. Others, we simply rebuke that others may take note that there is a wicked person. Yes, we stand up and say, right, you know better. You're determined to know different. That is your determination. We need to be discerning between the simple and the downright vicious. Anglicanism has nothing to do with Christianity. Neither has its nuns and monks and priestly garments and confessional boxes and its perpetual lights and its stone altars and its altar rails and its mass, what they call the Eucharist, and its head. And when people say to me again about Romanism and Anglicanism, I said, well, you prove it's Christian. Come on, prove it's Christian. Oh, well, it is Christian because blah, blah, blah. Right, because it says it's Christian. Right, okay. Now then, you're in your house one day, there's a knock on the door, and a fella turns up and he's got his blue overalls on, and he's got a mate with him, blue overalls on. He's got British Gas, the gas board. And he's got a tabard round his neck with British Gas, Simon, picture on it. Okay, standing there. He says, from the gas board, love. We need to check your meter. We've got it listed down as checking me to see if it's faulty or not. You know, it's the law. Every 2 years we've got to do this, at least within every 2 years. Okay. Oh, certainly, come in. Oh, this is my assistant. You're from the gas board? Yeah. You know, we've got the uniform, we've got the speech, we've got everything. All right. So he's there, and the little lad says, "Oh, can I use your toilet?" "Oh yes, young man. Oh yes." Goes upstairs. 10 minutes later, they're out the door and they're down the street. And you go upstairs and you find things have been disturbed. It's a bit odd. And then you find your life savings is gone. And you ring the police. And you say, "But they're from the gas board. They said they were from the gas board. They got the uniforms on, they got the photograph on their little tabard there and everything else. Oh, I didn't bother to check into the background. I didn't bother to examine them. I just took them at face value. I've been robbed. What do I do?" You can't do anything, it's too late. And somebody says they're Christian, don't believe them. James says, don't believe them. Thou sayest thou hast faith. Show me thy faith by thy works. You shall know a tree by its fruit. Examine. The Arminian doesn't want you to examine them. They're scared. They are absolutely petrified. That's why they say you shouldn't judge. If a person is a Christian or not, you leave it up to God. See, they're petrified because they don't want to be examined to see if they are of God. Because at the end of the day, we examine ourselves to see if that we are really of God. We start here. And then, from here, we go outwards. Just like knowledge, when we obtain knowledge, we obtain it. We then use that knowledge in our everyday life. It starts with us. Everything starts with us. With the world doesn't start with itself. Oh, no. It's always pointing to others. No, once we have it, we then release it. Simple as that. Exercise it. Okay? When we're talking about the world, we're talking about the vast majority of the world. We will come across people, and we do come across people, who do deal with themselves. And so are knowledgeable. Pardon me. But the Anglican Church offers nothing but persecution to the Christians. Total persecution. Bunch of perverts dressing up in pantomime outfits, and the world loves to have it so. With high churchmen and all the lot of it. Okay, that's all I have to say about the Church of England. It's up to persons now to sort themselves out. We have to what? Live our lives unto God. Not to be dragged this way this way and the other. Here's an Anglican church, oh, I'll get tied into that. Here's some politics, I'll get tied into that. No. You don't find that with the apostles. You don't find that with the prophets of old. They see these things. They don't touch these things. They examine these things, but don't get involved to that extent that they're wedded to them. You see, I can talk about the Anglican Church. I can talk about the bent politics of Parliament on an academic level, and that's how it should be with us, because we're not of this world. We're passing through. What are we going to do with this lot? What is it? The world craves after this lot because it's wedded to this lot. It's earthy. The people of this world are earthy. They abide upon the earth. They dwell, as the scriptures say, upon the earth. We don't. We dwell upon heaven. So what is it? These things are passing, fleeting. If they come to us, we should know how to answer them. Because we should, again, have them only on an academic basis. Like anything else in life. We should be the most practical, academic people known under heaven. We should. We should be able. Oh, I've got to stop that. It's really getting me going. But we should be the most practical, the most academic, wise, understanding, discerning people in society. And the only way we're going to do that is to concentrate upon the practical things, treating things academically, learning to do things, learning to understand things as they really are, as the scriptures are there to enlighten our understanding. If we concentrate on the scriptures, we mull over the scriptures, we ask questions of ourselves over the scriptures, then we begin at the right place. We begin rightly. And it's slowness. It's always slow. And I saw, not rushing on, and I saw a sign in heaven, great and marvellous 7 angels, not running on, but slowly. I saw. Who saw? Who saw? John saw. You see, asking the question. Always, when it comes to scripture, ask the question. And I saw. Right. John saw. Another sign. So there was a sign before that. This is how we should read scripture. Question, question, question. And it's an exercise of the mind, of the intellect. Hebrews 11. We have this. Hebrews 5:14. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age. Okay, we've got to aspire to be full age, mature. From children to youths to adults, okay? But strong meat, right, belongeth to them that are of full age. It belongs. The deep things of God belong to those of full age because they are of full age. They can understand them. It's not given to children because they choke. They choke in the sense that they cannot understand. They vomit it back out. I don't understand. I do not understand. And you've got to encourage slowly, here a little, there a little, until more and more light comes along with it. More and more growing in grace and knowledge of the Lord. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age, even to those by reason of use, have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. Exercised. It's training for the mind, the intellect, exercised. And the only way is slow. slow, bit by bit by bit by bit, but strong meat, positive statement, strong meat belongs to those that are of full age, not to those that are. And this is how we learn the lessons in the schoolhouse of God. We can't rush them. And the thing about it is, as we begin to learn slowly, it's like this. Start off with a little light in this new world that we're in, and as we're going slowly forward and forward, what happens? The landscape becomes broader. We see more. And as we begin to see more, then we see even more. And then even more. And even more. We're starting off with, say, 10% of light, of truth, of the truth. We've grasped hold of the truth. And as we go forward, seeking more truth from the scriptures and from contemplation of the scriptures and contemplation of what's going on in this world to cut through the lies of this world, then we begin to go forwards, increasing in understanding. Vision becomes clearer and clearer, and we eventually see, once we grow up, we see the whole picture. And we see Anglicanism, Romanism, for instance. With Anglicanism, mother and daughter. Like communism, Romanism, mother and daughter. And secularism, mother and daughter of Romanism. Millennialism, Arminianism, JWs, all the lot is with Romanism. We see it in our understanding. We see it clearly. More than academic, we see it clearly. We see that all roads lead to Rome. Even our laws, maritime laws, for instance, that are imposed upon us, come from Rome. Come from Rome. Even general laws come from Rome, influenced by Rome. Because Rome is the seat of the power of the devil of darkness. That's where his kingdom lies, on earth. Again, we're back to the devil being the beast, and the reflection of the beast has been in imperial Rome and is now settled in Romanism, the face of the beast. And you can't alter the nature of the beast. Romanism is the Antichrist, the beast. The last manifestation of the devil.